Oh, shoot.
I am going to choose Jenny to have a further conversation with because I thought that it was a respectful
she was pretty
dialogue,
cool.
and I want people to be able to learn from the differences. And I think she is probably the best equipped person to get that done.
I can't lie. The girl with the dreadlocks, she was way worse when she was debating Charlie Kirk, I think his name was. This time she wasn't that bad. But I still think this girl did like the best.
My claim is that I believe feminism is wrongly interpreted as anti-men when it benefits both men and...
Nah, it depends on which one it is. You might practice first wave. Somebody else might practice second or third wave. Which one? Which set do you claim? Home girl.
Great claim. I like that claim.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think that in today's environment, when you look at the messaging that's coming out from self-proclaimed feminists, it's very much an F men can't do anything.
Yeah.
Women can do bad all by themselves.
Yeah.
Colloquial messaging, which
You ever seen that movie?
I think is harmful to men and to women.
Yeah.
I have seen.
That's funny though. The movie called I Can Do Bad All By Myself, but the girl ended up in 2 relationships in the movie. I was like,
Seen examples of people that I truly do think are more old school who don't do that. But I think in 2025 we've landed on the side of this. It is I think rising to a level of just being anti-men, which is not what I think it was supposed to be aspirationally.
Okay. In response to that, I would just like to say I think that in all ideologies and beliefs there is a spectrum, right? And on either side there's going to be a radical point of view. I do understand how it may come across as negative when women say things like I hate all men or F men this, F men that, but I'm also, as a woman, not going to fault other women for having that perspective and fear, because unfortunately our greatest predator is men. Our greatest harm
oh, word. Oh, so you're like the rest.
does from men.
What they call that, AWOLT?
And therefore, when women have experienced violence from men, when women have experienced oppression from men, I'm not going to fault them for feeling that way and expressing such. And I think the onus does rely more on men for acknowledging that
Yeah, you gotta protect yourself. Yeah.
these issues do exist. It is harming women. And unfortunately, a lot of men don't listen to women, and they actually would rather listen to other men. While that may seem like negative messaging,
At this point, you got no choice. You got no choice. They backed in the corner. You gotta have each other back, man. To be honest, it don't happen enough. You got too many dudes that turn on each other just to get that harlot. They don't even do it for a godly woman. They do it for a harlot. What?
if we can get past
betrayal,
the idea of, oh, this feels like it's attacking my character, like I feel like feminism is attacking me as a man, then I think that we can have a much more productive discussion and move forward in making sure that this society is better for everyone.
Look, man, most dudes don't want that near them. That's why you can't have much of a conversation. Just like y'all don't want misogyny near y'all, dudes don't want no misandrist near them. Heck no. We just want somebody that's pro-God, pro-family. I mean, not every guy want that, but like the guys that do. You know? They just want to align their lives with the word of God. And you trying to bring misandry on one side, feminist or feminism on the other side. Nobody don't, can't separate themselves from that if they're trying to follow the Lord. They're like,
I believe that feminism benefits men as well. And I think that's also misunderstood and misinterpreted in that when we hear that, instantly we turn off, we don't want to listen, right? But
yeah, something like that. I mean, we listened to this over an hour, almost 2 hours. We listening, all right. We listening.
When we
I'm sure I'm not the only guy that watched this.
Look at historically what feminism does, it's actually trying to bring women at an equal level to men, give them the same opportunities and options as men, and also not receive the same judgment that men do for the same actions. And so I believe,
hey, double standards exist for a reason, and they're not going to ever go away. They're just not. They be not built the same, man. A dude can put in them 80 hours. Y'all can't do that. I mean, some of y'all can. That's the anomaly, though. A woman that does that, they're an anomaly. That's it.
That when men are exposed to more female role models, when men are exposed to more feminine or feminist leaning women, they actually have higher
Wait, bring it back.
to more feminine.
Wait,
when
what?
Men are exposed to more female role models. When men are exposed to more feminine or feminist leaning women, they actually have higher quality of life. They have deeper conversations that they can have.
What? That sounds like something President Obama said not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's saying the same exact thing, but she could be saying the same thing that he said. That a dude or little boys need a freaking a colorful mentor. Heck no. Heck no.
With their loved ones. All the men that I know in my life are feminists, and it is because they are feminists that we all have a beautiful community,
I'm good.
beautiful friendships.
Yeah, so I would actually even expand it
That's
to say
cool,
that
I
not
guess.
only is feminism hostile to men, but it's also very hostile to women. And I think you saw a lot of example of that today, where there seems to be
See what they were doing to her? They wouldn't let her speak.
reaction when a woman says children are beautiful. It's like, oh my God, how dare you say that? Like having a child. And it's like, why is there this instant reaction to people that are traditional? And you see that when we have a society which is really kind of being dominated by what I would call like this hyper sexual character, like of the Kim Kardashian prototype of feminism, weighed against the other extreme, which would be like the Lena Dunham types who are coming out. Lena Dunham's much more the F men forever. Kim Kardashian is kind of the, when I was saying like, come get everything for free, you know, that sort of a model. And I think both of them reject tradition in a way that there's a little bit of hatred there for women who don't want to climb the ladder and work 45.
Wait, who is the other woman she said? Who was that?
An example of that today, where there seems to be a reaction when a woman says children are beautiful. It's like, oh my God, how dare you say that? Like having a child. And it's like, why is there this instant reaction to people that are traditional? And you see that when we have a society which is really kind of being dominated by what I would call like this hyper sexual character, like of the Kim Kardashian prototype of feminism, weighed against the other extreme, which would be like the Lena Dunham types who are coming out. Lena Dunham's much more the F men forever. Kim Kardashian is kind of the, when I was saying like, come get everything for free, you know, that sort of a model. And I think both of them reject tradition in a way that there's a little bit of hatred there for women who don't want to climb the ladder.
Well, I can see why. not to be mean, but bro, I can kind of see why. Wait, so let me guess, she's with a woman or something? Wait a minute. She with a dude, so what? Is this the right person that she was talking about? I don't know, maybe it's not her. I don't know what's going on. What's it? Is that her? Oh, they say she's an advocate of feminism or whatnot. Somebody said she haven't been relevant in years. What's the point? It's like putting out a feminist-owned YouTube compilation with Big Red and in the thumbnail. So you're talking about the same woman, right? If that's her, I'm not sure that's her. I can't tell. I'm new to the face. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know who these people are, man. I don't know. Probably too many. I don't know. Probably two different people with the same name. Go ahead.
And work 45 hours a week for a small paycheck and who actually aspire to marriage. They think that there's something intrinsically backwards about that. They think that there's something wrong with women who are wholesome and happy, and they instantly try to problematize that. And I'd say one of the greatest cultural examples of that today was like the feminist attack on Ballerina Farm, which just kind of came out of nowhere. It was so weird. Like, we have an example of every feminist on the cover of everything, and it's like, but no, this woman can't have 10 million followers. She's not allowed to have 10 million followers. We have to take her down.
Oh, wow.
That to me That to me is the greatest example of what modern feminism has become, because they pretend it's about choice, but in reality, they want every woman to enter the workforce and to pretend that they're happy in the workforce from a 9-to-5 job trying to compete with men. And I think if people are being honest, the overwhelming majority of women are doing that because of financial power, not because they're really happy. And that's why they're binge drinking on the weekends. And
Okay. I disagree with that. I think that feminism just gives women options. And if you want to be a stay-at-home like wife and you want to be a trad wife, that's fine.
Wait, so they hate this woman here? That's messed up. She seems like she's just a family woman, which they don't want to be these days. A nice big family here. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nice big family. That's the way it's supposed to be. They mad at things being the way God intended. Ain't that something? Man, get out of here with that job, man. Talk about that lady should lose all her followers. Man, they punks, man. I never stop. That ain't right, man. That ain't right.
Feminism is not, in my opinion, and I think a lot of other people agree with me, feminism is not the belief that you can't do those things and we're trying to convince women that they have to work. I believe that feminism is, if you want to work, go do that. Go get that bag, you know? But
that first wave.
if you don't and you
Why you ain't bringing up second or third and all the damage is caused? You don't want to, huh?
want to be a stay-at-home wife, then there shouldn't be consequences for doing that. And I think the whole ballerina farm discussion is kind of highlighting some of the consequences. We see a woman who wanted to be a ballerina but gave up that passion and dream to be a mother. And I don't think that it's wrong to want both. I think that I think there's value in being a mother. I think there's value in having a family, right? I work with kids all the time as a swim teacher. I love kids. But at the same time, I don't want to have to choose between kids and my career path.
She
or my
didn't
You have to choose.
choose, and that's not the thing. They just keep rejecting.
Just like you have to choose when it comes to either you're going to follow Christ or follow Satan. Ain't no in between. You got to choose.
her answering this question 1,000 times. Of course, when you're young and before you have kids, the things that I wanted to do aspirationally has radically transformed. From now that I'm married, it suddenly everything came into focus, and really I understand that family is what it's all about. It's like you have your first kid and you change entirely.
Okay.
Your focus changes. And I do find exactly what you're saying is that even when she herself says, this is what I wanted, I was not forced to give up, that's what I wanted when it was just me in my life. And I went to Juilliard and I did what I wanted to do. And I danced as a ballerina, and then my husband moved to support me as a ballerina, and then I got pregnant. And when you have a child, your entire world changes instantly in a moment, and it's hard to describe that to someone who doesn't have a child yet, because when I was there I didn't understand it either, so I actually would have agreed more with you. Until that moment happens, you don't get it. And
Exactly.
so what I'm saying is that to see people constantly try to problematize her life when she's like, I have 8 kids now, it's like, not only do I love kids, I have 8 of them, and I'm cooking and I'm going to school and I'm bringing them with me to Ireland. And the attacks on the trad wife culture, it just shows you that there is fundamentally a hatred for tradition. And I think that hatred is being bred into women. And ultimately, when you find those women at 50 who have chased their careers, it has been my experience, and they don't have family, that they suffer from tremendous unhappiness if they've missed that window of opportunity to start a family.
I mean, I would like to disagree with that point that feminism is hating on the trad wife life. I think there is a misrepresentation of that life that's being fed to people. For example, people like Nara Smith and Ballerina Farm they're social media content creators. That is their job, right? So it's not that they're just a stay-at-home mom. Content creation itself, as I'm sure you're aware, is also a job, right? So they are not actually fully trad wives. They also are working. And on top of that,
I said earlier, Proverbs 31, that women work at home, don't they? Huh? Do they not? Oh, they don't read that though, so that, hey. Where you think the whole trad thing come from? Come from the Bible, don't it? It's just people, some people perverted it, some people did it the right way. Hey,
marketing this lifestyle that is not attainable by everybody. It's not feasible, and I think you agree with this too, to be spending 8 hours cooking chocolate chip cookies from scratch where you've harvested the cocoa yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not feasible in our current economic system, right?
And some people do it, some don't.
And maybe that's what people want, and that's great. And I don't think feminism is the one that's telling you shouldn't want this. I disagree with that strongly. I think feminism is
Who else telling them?
telling you that if you want to pursue that, that's great. that's for you.
I've never met a feminist that didn't find a problem with the trad wives, and that
Exactly. All of them got a problem with one.
that's my point. Is that it's
That's why they kept getting in her face and not even letting her speak.
illusion.
Well, you're meeting one now. I think.
Well, you first wave. Just don't know it yet.
I don't
No,
think
because as
anyone
soon
here...
as I said something traditional, everyone rejected. I said you will get more purpose and
I think that's the
joy from
disagreement.
raising you get joy from raising a child, and everyone acted like when I said you get joy from raising a child, like I had stabbed them in the chest.
Well,
It's like,
As a child, I would have never knew the world would turn like this. I ain't gonna say the world, society. Because some countries are still like this. They're still doing it God's way. Even though they may not like God or like the Bible, they're doing it God's way. When it comes to the family.
Shouldn't we just like understand that children are like it's a good
No, and
thing to inspire to
I don't
children?
think any of us here hate kids. I think the point
Some of them do.
is it's not about, oh, I've mentioned something traditional and this is the reaction that I'm getting from it. It's that it's almost like you're making an assumption that this applies to everybody.
I am making a generalization,
Right.
and I am
And that's what
saying
people
that
are reacting to.
if the majority of women did not invest time to start a family, women would be miserable. And I think that recognizing that when women start to, like, the biological clock is real, and women start to recognize that they spend so much
Right.
time trying to climb a ladder and they maybe don't find a partner, and it's harder to find a partner now because, as I said, we have devalued ourselves by giving up sex so freely. I do see that there is an increase in those types of women who are relying on drugs to make them happy, whether they're
Right.
Yep.
Not everybody wants.
Sure, I was on this chick Instagram the other day. I think she one of those, what they call them, S workers. Shoot, they more like the P word. I can't say that on here, can I? That ends with toot. And it ain't substitute either. But look, she put in one of her posts that she was struggling with depression. And I was like, what the heck? And I thought to myself, maybe it has something to do with her job. And as I watch this, I'm thinking more and more, maybe it has something to do with her job. Yeah.
It's marriage, and not everybody wants a
I
relationship.
think overwhelmingly,
Okay.
women do want the safety of a relationship and a happy home, and I think that feminism lies to you and tells you that you don't until it's too late. And that is what I do a lot of work trying to get women to understand.
Yeah, no, and I understand that
Okay,
you're trying
I'm sorry. That's time. I do apologize.
And then another problem they ain't pointing out, every freaking 6 think they deserve a 9. You're a 5 or a 6. And not only you're a 5 or a 6, you're obese. You think you deserve a 8 or a 9. Prince Charming. I'm like, you do understand that all the females that were in those Disney princess movies, they are in shape. You do know this, right? You don't look like one of them. But you want a dude that look like one of their princes. I'm like, y'all ain't making sense.